Whether it's comfort foods, favorite movies, or activities that we enjoy doing, we're all accustomed to our comforts. In fact, the majority of us spend most of our free time doing things that we're comfortable with. When I hear the motto, think wide open, I immediately connect it with the fear of the dark. This is a fear of the unknowing. It's a fear that as children we often have because, we don't really know. We have big imaginations. We don't know what's in the dark. And it can be terrifying. But as we get older and as think wide open begins to apply to us, that's when we as people realize that the unknowing is not necessarily a bad thing. However you feel about surprise parties, it's inarguable to say that it isn't nice to know that a bunch of people have planned a celebration about you behind your back. You see, you didn't know that there was a surprise party happening for you. It all happened behind your back, and yet it was a pleasant surprise. I think for most of us that can think wide open, we've all had this similar experience of regret. The feeling of, what if? What if I had done that? What did I miss out on? When I was younger, I went cliff jumping in Lake George, and I was really contemplating for a long time whether or not I was actually going to jump. At the end of the day, when I was canoeing back with my friend and my uncle, I felt very relieved and very proud of myself for having done that because I knew that it would have been very awkward and I would have just been kind of disappointed and sad with myself had I not done it. Another thing that I can connect thinking wide open to is food. I personally quite enjoy Hawaiian pizza, and when I order some around some friends of mine, they all look at me a little bit horrified. But something that I've come to realize is that every single person that I've met that has given me that horrified expression about Hawaiian pizza, none of them have ever tried it. In fact, people who have tried it, the worst I've gotten from them is, okay, maybe it's not what I'd order, but, it's really not that bad. And I'm glad that that's something that I wasn't afraid to try because I wouldn't want to be, a few years from now trying it for the first time and being like, wow, why did I miss out on that for 20 years? I think this can easily be applied to think wide open because at the end of the day, you don't want to not do something only to find out that you've missed out on something. To open new doors for yourself and to try new things, sure, it may be scary, but at the end of the day, the worst thing that can happen, even if you dislike what you did, even if you dislike what you tried, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to learn more about yourself. You're going to learn more about what works for you, what you like, what you dislike, and that's fine. In fact, a lot of the time, you'll find out that you quite enjoyed whatever it was you did. If you had told me a few years ago that I was going to be interested in art and electronic music, I would have scrunched up my face. Tragically, if I'd been more open-minded at the time and if I'd been able to think wide open back then, today I would have had plenty of more time to pursue those interests and open myself up to them. And that's just a lot of wasted time in my opinion. Today, I'm happily willing to step into the dark because I know that regardless of what I expose myself to, whether I like it or not, at least I will learn more about myself, what I'm interested in, and I won't have to regret all the wasted time that I spent fearing whatever it was.